Boom, baby. All right. Copying this link. Putting it in my Discord.
Stopfield.
I gotta change that. I feel like I'm gonna go with the momentum here pretty early on, so. Let me get rid of this real quick. Same with this. All right. I'm gonna keep this stream pretty small. I don't know if I'm gonna put it on my Instagram or not yet. I'm gonna try to get this up and running. I haven't been live in a while, so I'm gonna try to get this normally or back to normal. I really think that we're gonna see some crazy downside today. Honestly, if the QQQ can hit below 333 or 383, it's a wrap, in my opinion. I got some key levels over here. I'm gonna drag it over real quick. Make sure everybody can see this. There's a couple people that are joining. So like this is what I'm looking at right now. We have a nice little run up. I'm assuming we're gonna probably go below this line, but when I zoom out on this, there's a massive gap. This 383 is that red zone that I'm really looking for, and then this is my target for 378. If anybody's into options trading, I think that is a massive opportunity for some QQQs, some SPY puts, anything on the downside, just because of this gap fill right here, and I can draw it. So we gapped up the other day. I love the gap fill tests. They're almost like a no-brainer to me. And I love this opportunity right here. Boom. So when I could see this opportunity, I love this 446 down to this 442-ish area. So, I mean, it's a $4 move on an intraday basis, which would be absolutely massive. So that's something I'm taking advantage of, and I'm going to be taking a look at that. I've taken a few trades over here. I just started this test account of 75K, and I have another one over here of 100K. So I'm going to try to do both of them at the exact same time. Let me move this to a new tab. So this one's about 100K, and the other one I just took a trade, and I set my stop loss at break even. So I have a $100,000 account, and I have this $75,000 account. So we're going to end up trading both of these. I'm not going to be on lives very long. It'll be early in the morning. I think my little segment's going to be called like make $500 before you go to work, because I understand that people are very busy. So I'm going to I'm going to find the best opportunity. I'm going to try to make $500 every single day in this account, and then I'm going to hop out, so follow along quickly. I'll go over my trade plans, and I'm going to try to get in and get out so you guys can see levels a little bit better. Futures are tougher to signal because of how much action there is, especially right at the open. But realistically, I think that there's a lot of opportunity in the futures game. So especially if you're just shorting or starting out and having like small opportunities and you don't have a ton of capital, this is a great way to get started. So test account, if you need the test account, let me know. There is that discount of 50 and free for life. They're actually doing something now where once you get funded, you can actually get a free account once you're funded as well, which is dope. I think we could die today. How do I make this smaller? There we go. Damn, we are dying right now. I'm low-key a big fan of this downside. always got to keep your stops small. I probably am going to end up taking a quick little short if we can get a little bit of a rebound here. I'm going to sell this limit. My stop will be very small. I'm always like this when I trade in the futures, especially in the morning, because the mornings could absolutely bury you. So my stop would be about $3 here. It'd be less than $100. And then I'm going to go over to my other account, 100K account, do basically the same thing. This one's going to have a little bit of leeway with this one. I feel like if we break this low, 15,821, it is going to be wraps in the market for a while. Yeah, all the way down to 383. My goal is to see some downside to 383 today. We could bounce at 383. If we blow right through it, this could be a massive red day, so just be careful. If you're trading options, I don't recommend zero DTEs if you want to gamble a little bit. Only if you make money, I would do zero DTEs, unless you're selling. I'd love to sell. I love to sell options recently, but this is what I'm looking at so far. Is that breakdown pretty early on? I don't know if I'm going to get into it in my other one here. Looks like it's pretty far away now. So they dropped $10. I probably should have just stayed in my short from earlier. But hindsight's 2020, and I always keep my stop losses around break even, especially this early in the morning with the opens. So opens are pretty volatile. I'm going to try to get involved here. I'll only do one contract at a time at first, and then I'll start ramping it up a little bit, maybe doing 2, 3, 4, trying to get out there. Early on action, nothing's happening. Not taking anything. My trade idea, I'm just looking at some trade ideas over here. I love this 383 test, I'm not going to lie, but it's kind of like in the middle of the band, so I'm most likely not going to take anything just yet. I have my level set where I would enter in. I would have a pretty small stop loss, but I love this trade. If we go above 386, we'll see 388, no problem. There's no reason to enter anything in between this middle Bollinger Band. There's just nothing happening. I do see a ton of volume spike here, which usually indicates kind of a reversal to the upside. Usually in the trend it's going, if you see a huge spike in volume with a large drop or large rip, kind of indicates that the buyers or the sellers are kind of just exhausted, which shows a lot of volume of they're coming in for the other side. So they're selling, people are coming in to buy, all that type of stuff. So this is just a pretty big range for me right now. I don't like either one. I love this hammer candle for the rip up, but in terms of this level, 386, which is the high, we would have to see that break out. I would love to see these Bollinger Bands kind of expand a little bit, but it could be a little bit of a tricky day or tricky early morning, so it's going to be pretty quick day, in my opinion. So just got to be patient. Things are just kind of slowly sitting around this 15,850. I don't know how much I love that. Are we at 449? Yeah, we closed at 449 basically yesterday. There's a support line of 448.75 on the SPY. So just got to be careful that we don't bounce. And 385.39 is where we closed. 385.62. Yeah, I would absolutely love a really nice red day, but I don't want to come in biased. So we're just going to be patient here. We got 5 minutes till it's opening. I got my stops here. Hopefully we'll get like a nice little spike up. The odds that it hits my level and then comes back down is pretty slim, but I like where we're at. Not taking anything too crazy just yet. For these test accounts, you got to be very careful, right? So the art of it is all psychology. It's always the R to R. It's always the risk to reward ratio. If you're stuck in this test account, then you got to just like take it easy. Everyone always goes on full tilt a lot, and you think that you need to trade all day and scalp those $30, $40 ones, and then kind of just like use your profit with 2 or 3 extra contracts. That's not worth it. It's not worth it to do 2, 3 contracts, especially because of how fast they move. You literally could just take an A+ setup, buy one and wait, right? And then set your stop loss around like 150 to $200. That's usually what I do, around like that 5 to 10 point range, which makes you better at your entries, right? Because you don't want to get stopped out almost instantly. And if you do, who cares, right? Move on to the next trade. It doesn't really matter. You don't need to be beating. So it's a $75,000 account. I need to make $4,500. I'm not going to do that today. I could potentially if I really wanted to, but realistically, the downside with the daily limit drawdown, that is what gets people so much, right? Because this one's $1,100. So I don't want to take a trade and then, let it ride down like $800, and then I'm trying to get out of the hole with $200 because even if I'm a little bit red for a little bit, I'm going to get hit, right? So there's no point. There's no point in like chasing anything like that. There's no point in trying to have a ton of contracts. When you're funded, when you're getting the funded account, it's better to play with 1 or 2, unless you're like aggressive with your stop loss, excuse me, or you're really aggressive with your take profit, right? Because it could go any way, or your entry points, you really need to be spot on with them. So far we're down $10 today. I took 2 trades. They were both at break even. It didn't continue down like I knew it was going to here. I probably should have held just a little bit, but I wanted to do all this live. So I kept the break even stop, and now we're down $10 just off of commissions. But we're going to see this breakdown. It looks really weak to me. I want the market to open here in 3 minutes, and then we will get going on this because it is time. A little bit of a bounce here. It's hard watching the pre-market action. I just want to see the market open, see some action here. I might end up canceling these orders if this starts getting a little bit too close. The last thing I want to see is an absolute rip off the top to 386. It could be pretty cool to try to catch a top like right around. Let's just wait for the action. It's gonna start boosting up a little bit. This is why futures are pretty fun. So give it. What do we got? 50 seconds here, and the market will open. Things will be off to the races, and we'll be ready to go. I got a bunch of stuff I got to do today. So let's make our money quick. Let's look at this support level that I'm watching right now. Yeah, this looks good. I would love to see that breakdown of 384. If we lose 384, I have no doubt in my mind that we just crumble all day long. No doubt. Let's get it. Hopefully this doesn't just completely die. I would hate that more than anything. And it's going to. I'm going to give it a second. I'm going to try to... I might short this and go with this momentum real quick just because I feel like it's going to absolutely flush. If it breaks this low of the day, I'm probably going to have to get involved real quick. Set a stop loss. Pretty small. There we go. There's a bounce. Be careful the double bottom here. I might go short. This is really, really early for me to go short. So I'm going to do it like really, really quickly. It'll only be like $150 stop loss. It's so early to do this, but here we go. It is a double bottom, so do be careful of that. Could go green and just go crazy. First 15 minutes is never really a good idea. You can never tell which direction it's going. It's just sometimes you can really catch those massive moves quickly, and that's when you can get the best bang for your buck. So let's see if we can catch this green a little bit more. I low-key really want to take this this short here. Just keep a $100 stop.
Order filled.
I just took one short here. I'm going to keep my stop around about $100 and some here. I'm set my stop right there. We're catching the downside already. Hopefully we can get the flush. Here's what I'll do now is I'm going to keep my stop at break even. Probably not the best point, but just protecting some capital early on while we get this account underway. It is early, so I don't want to catch the next of a rip up. So could get stopped out here, no problem. It'd be kind of terrible if we did, but I really want to see a drop down. Near this low of the day would be cool. I'm actually going to move this up just a touch to more of like maybe a $5 or $10 loss. See if we can get this flush to low of the day here. Up 290, up 300. Would love to see this flush down here below this 15,822. Cash out my $500 on this account. Try to show some patience here. 300. I could take this and lock it up. I feel like there we go, 400-ish, 450, 440, 450. See if we can get this low of the day test. Looks like the volume is coming in on the short side here. 450.
Order filled.
Just taking it. I feel like the first 15 minutes, I'm just taking it. So we're up 445 on the day. Not a bad first trade in the morning. Notice how every time I go into a trade like that, I always have minimal stop, right? And early in the morning, I didn't really see a setup there other than the fact that I thought we were going to retest. That's a very large bounce, and I'm a reversal trader, so I love to see the reverse side of things. When I see like large spikes like that, I don't really want to go with momentum for some reasons like that, where it could just absolutely reverse. If it was going to slingshot up above me, then I will have my stop loss of $100, nothing crazy. So that right there was a 4R ratio. Looking all the way at the bottom here, I was looking for that $500 breakthrough, but it started to get a little weaker. It's only the first 5 minutes into the market, so first 3 minutes in. But first 3 minutes in, we're up 445. We're about $55 away from our goal. I'm going to wait for another trade, and I'm going to take it. It's going to be a high-quality setup, and then we're going to go from there. You do not need to trade a ton when you're trading futures. You really don't. So keep your stop losses small. Make sure that when you see an opportunity, there is a lot of room down. In this case, we didn't hit low of the day. So I was looking for that low of the pre-market, which is this level of 15,821. I still think that we're probably going to get there. It's just a weird, choppy day as we're already way back up to my entry point. So it is okay to take profits. It doesn't have to be a massive breakdown or breakthrough. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So now I have some capital to play with. So this is where it gets fun, but do not risk everything, right? Only risk about 25% of what you're up on your stop loss. So in this case, I'd only probably risk about $125 on the next trade, which was similar to my last one. But if I get another trade like I just did, I'm going to be up $800 on the day, and I could be done within the first 10 minutes of the market being open. So if we come back down to retest this, I really do feel like we could potentially break below this low of the day. I still have my eyes set on a really big red day, either today or the next few days coming. I love the 15-minute chart. I'm looking at the hourly on the QQQ, and I just see just such a big opportunity for the downside. There is a large, how do I show this? There is a large amount of support right here around this 384. So we got to be careful of that 384 level, which is right here pre-market. If we lose that, I don't see anything till 383, and then we gapped up all the way from 378. So that's a $5 gap. That could happen today. I'm not so sure it's going to with the volume I'm seeing right now. But, you know, I love the downside today. I don't know if it's going to happen today, tomorrow, or Monday, but that gap fill will be really nice. I'm just kind of waiting out this chop that we're seeing right now. I don't want to catch it. Usually when I see charts like this, I'll show you. When you start to see these longer wicks at the bottom, it shows me that there might be some sort of reversal at the bounce, right? So if I was to chart this from pre-market, I know that there's a high of 386-ish. This is the downtrend it's following. And if it breaks this downtrend, it's probably off to the races to the upside, right? So now, at any point that it breaks this, we're going to see some upside momentum unless it breaks the low or this low of the day. So we're still following that downtrend. So that makes me not want to take any sort of longs until we're above it. But the fact that we're not breaking down below this new low with a lot of like lower wicks, that makes me seeing that we're not going to see any more downside unless there's like some aggressive volume here. So it's going to be hard to crack this low of the day unless there's a ton of volume that comes through here. So we're slowly pushing down. We'll see what happens. But again, it's the first 10 minutes. I never really like to trade the first 15 unless it's like a really quick trade. But every time it keeps bouncing like this, it makes me feel like maybe I should get on the long side for like a quick breakthrough of this. But I don't want to anticipate that because it could still break down. But if it does break this downtrend, I will go on the upside. If it does go near this low of the day, I'm probably going to go for that quick little scalp on the low of the day run down. So let's wait and see. I wish I could play better music out here, but YouTube will ban me for some reason. It's like you can't even play you can't play Dolph, you can't play Sir Mix-a-Lot, you can't play Tupac, you can't play with anything because it picks up all the way over here for some reason, and then it'll ban it. I don't understand. So, lo-fi hip-hop it is. Keep the mood mellow until we make a big trade, and then we'll freak the fuck out. 445 on the day. I'm not upset about that. I could literally just walk away right now. I've saved up a good amount of money trading over the last few years, and if I can just gradually make $500 in the first 10, 15, 20 minutes of the day to $1,000, which I've been doing on futures since I've gotten this, and it's not taxing me at short-term capital gains tax. It's just income tax. It's so much better in my opinion. Then my money can work for me elsewhere, right? So I have them invested in stuff. I have some money market stuff. I'm getting involved in some real estate stuff. It's just crypto is where a lot of my money is right now, just because I caught Ethereum much lower, so I'm just going to ride that wave back up to 6K or so. We're also breaking this uptrend right now, or this downtrend, so it looks like we're going to see some upside. I could go the exact thing that I just did with the upside and do a long here with my stop here and be break even on the day and use my money as house money. But like I said, don't use all of the money because it just doesn't make any sense. Use 25 of your stop loss. So at least you get 4 trades with a potential 2 to 3 to 4 R multiple, and that is the psychology that you need to think about. So it's like more a psychological game than anything, right? So if I'm going to go into a trade and I could potentially see a 5 to 10 point move on this, so every 10 point move on this 15,860 to 15,870 is $200 per contract, right? So if that's $200 and I'm only expecting it to move 10 points, but my stop loss is 10 points, that's not a great trade. That's not a good setup. That's not a good risk to reward ratio whatsoever. Because if I'm going to lose the same amount as I'm going to make, then why the hell would I ever take that trade? This one on the short side, I was like stop loss right here at 15,860, which is where its resistance point was that I showed over here. That would have been a $100 loss versus a $50 gain. I think we were up 480 at the high, but missed a little bit of those gains. I'm not exactly sure how I feel about the upside right now because we're still like riding that downtrend. kind of want to take this, but I'm a little bit nervous. We did try to break the uptrend. It reversed, but it's being slow. So I don't really want to go short, but it feels like it's a good opportunity to. Usually at this point, like when there's like starting to get a lot more data here over in the 5 minute. Let me show you. This is what I mean by like it's hard to go short when you see a lower high or a higher low, lower high, higher low, a higher low. Yep. So a higher low, and then here comes down here. If it bounces again, it's going to kind of show me that this is like kind of forming like a smaller uptrend, which would be tough to break down, right? So now we're starting to get into like this little like pennant situation where I'm going to need to see more volume for a direction here. So we tried to break this downtrend. We rejected it, kind of just sitting in this way. But the fact that it's not having these long bodies to the downside show me that there's no direction yet. I should be chilling until I see a real clear path of the break of the downtrend or a real clear path of this break of this mini little pennant situation going on. So I'm going to wait to see what we got. And then I'll go in on one more trade with this. Probably just going to trade the 75K account today. I'm up 445. I'm up almost near my goal on the day. But I just want to make sure that I take 2 trades. They're perfect. And then I can go about my day. I'll probably end up trading this $100,000 account too while I'm on live just because it's only 10 minutes in. Hopefully you're seeing value from this. But I don't know. To me, it kind of feels like it could go to the upside right now when I look at this chart. But I'm still kind of biased to the downside. So I'm just going to wait. If I were to go in on this trade right now and set my stop loss at this high, which is that 385 zones, 15.8455, I could go short right here and lose about $180 of my 450. Ah, man. I don't know. I'm going back and forth. I think downside. I don't want to pre-anticipate because I'm biased, but it just looks so good to me. I just feel like I'm going for it.
Order filled.
Just going to keep a really small stop loss of $100 here. See if I can catch it. If it breaks out of this pennant and goes up, it's only $100 loss, so I'll still have $350 to work with. But yeah, the upside does look a little bit better than the downside. But now that I have a little bit of wiggle room, there we go, down 125. Come on, baby. Now I can always move my stop down to mitigate some capital here. So now I have about a $50 risk or an $80 risk. I'm at my goal for the day, but I feel like I could catch this.
Order filled.
I'm just gonna take it. I don't like the bounce back and forth, so I'm at my goal for the $75,000 account. That was a quick little $100 and some trade. So $500 a day. I'll be done with this in literally a week and a half, 2 weeks. Now, if I move on to the $100,000 account, I'm going to do the exact same thing. I don't like this setup as much. This is the NQZ. It's starting to bounce a little bit. So what I'm going to do to preserve capital is one thing that nobody ever does. I'm going to close this browser. I made $565 in 14 minutes. It's gone. So see you later. Now here's the other account. I'll do both on here. We did just break that uptrend, so thank God. My trade beta is lagging a little bit right now. Apologies. Give me 1 second. Might have been a sign from God. So we're running. We just broke that downtrend, right? So it looks like we have the momentum to the upside. I would absolutely hate to get peppered on this thing, though, since we're near the high of the day. But we did just break this downtrend. I caught that little run down. Something didn't sit right, but made my $500. It was okay to scalp it. And now it kind of looks like we're going to the upside. This is a hammer candle in the 15-minute. Looks like we could probably start ripping towards the upside here. I think my next short opportunity would probably be around this 385.50 near this high, but kind of freaking out a little bit in terms of like I don't want to go short. Once you see a hammer candle like this on a double bottom and there's this much run up, looks like there's a lot of strength. So as soon as we broke that downtrend, like I said, we'll run. And look at what's happening. We broke it, this lower high, lower high, lower high, or higher low, higher low, higher low, and now we're running. So not bad opportunities. ES getting rippy. Everything's getting rippy. I kind of want to take an opportunity here for this run up. I feel like we could buy some longs on this.
Order filled.
I'm gonna buy a long here. I'm gonna keep my stop real small here. It's kind of getting some sellers here. I hate that. Setting my stop. Hopefully I can catch like a quick little long. I don't think it's going to be too much capital at our risk. Maybe I'll make like a couple $100 here on this trade. Setting my stop lower. This one might be a scalp. I try to follow it up as much as possible. It's going to be like a $90 loss here. It's kind of bouncing around. We don't have a lot of volume today, so it's going to be tough to make good capital off this move. I set my sell limit $200 there. See if it hits me. So I'll either make 200 or lose about 85. Look at how bad this volume is. I might have to call this pretty early, guys. I don't want to force trades on you. But this looks like one of those chop days. Let me show you. Look at how bad this volume is. It's literally just like a straight drop or straight rip to a drop off. There's like literally zero volume in the market right now. So I'm on the upside right now till I see some opportunities to the downside. I don't really see too many. I might just secure this like quick little 65, 70, 80, 110. There we go.
Order filled.
I just took the $100. I'm gonna cancel my stop up there. Cancel my stop here. I don't really like the way that the market's reacting right now. So quick little $135 or a quick little 75 on the day. I forgot I had a little trade yesterday. It seems like it wants to go up to the upside, but I honestly am going to be a little bit more patient. I'm going to stay on for a little bit longer to look for a short. And if it stops me, I'll keep my stop loss around that 135, so I stay around 100K. And then I'm going to see if I can time it for that complete reversal to the downside. I don't know if it's going to happen because that 384 seems very strong support. But I will try to short around this high of 385.71-ish. So we'll see what we can do here. This is really strong. Volume is pushing up a little bit too, so I'd like to see that. Probably could have made a good amount of money off that, but that's okay. A little bit of a spike. I think we're probably going to see this high, and then I might take a short above that high. I want this short so bad, guys. If we can catch this top and it goes south Oh my God, it would be insane. I want to like try to get it a little bit above like right here. There's just absolutely no volume out there. I hate the way this is set up because it could very, very easily just slingshot. I want to take the short so badly. I don't know if it's worth it. Just the way it's set up with this 15-minute hammer candle. I'm trying to talk my way out of it and keep that bias out of my head that we could plummet today. The way that the Bollinger Bands are going and the way that the volume is, it looks like it could be just like a sideways day. But I don't know. I don't know. Oh, man, if it starts to go short right now, I'm going to have to go on the momentum just because it would absolutely plummet. I don't know, boys. I don't know. What's mellowing me out and making me question everything is this fucking lo-fi hip-hop music. How am I supposed to make a shit ton of money when I'm listening to lo-fi hip-hop? I should make a hardcore lo-fi hip-hop. All right, I'm gonna go for the short here. I think it's worth it. I don't know if we have enough volume to push to this high of the day, but I've seen some strange shit in this market the last few days. All right, now it's pushing.
Order filled.
I'm going short on it. If it launches, it launches. I'd lose $200. I just don't know if I believe in it. I don't see the volume to do that. I'm gonna set my stop. It's probably gonna hit me here, and that's okay. I got in a little prematurely. I was looking for the run down, but probably gonna stop me like 140. It's too strong. It's too strong right now, which is coming out of nowhere. It's too strong on the lowest volume. That's what the weirdest part is. It's gonna stop me right here.
Stop filled.
All right, now we're down $20. 80 on the day. 20 in this account. I hate this action. I'm gonna try the short one last time here,
Order filled.
and then my stop's gonna be above the high of the day. It's gonna be about $100. I'll be down about 180 once it breaks. Damn, it's too strong. It's too strong. Testing the waters, and it's way too strong. It looks like it's going to break out to that 386, which is crazy.
Stop filled.
Crazy stuff. All right, so we're down 200 on this account, up 565 in the other one. I do have a lot of wiggle room in a 100K account, so just kind of being cognizant of that. And the movement's so bad in this. It looks like the upside is really all it wants to do today, which is interesting to me, but looks like 386 is the next goal. So you could go with this momentum to the upside. I hate buying the new highs. It's not really my thing. So I'll probably wait. And then the next 5 minutes, there's going to be news dropping at 10 anyways. So I'm gonna wait, let it just ride up on no volume for some reason. Take a look at this daily chart. Yeah, I guess there is some room to the upside too if it wants to engulf this candle. But if it engulfs this candle, it's gonna ride all the way up to 388. $2 move would be pretty crazy. But this thing is skyrocketing right now. I hate this action. That's a huge green candle. This thing is just cooking. Going with the momentum is probably the better opportunity here. There's just no volume, so I can't imagine any sellers come in unless 10 a.m. really screws it up. So I'm gonna stay on for 4 more minutes. If there's a ton of action, I'm gonna stay with it. See if I can make that $500 on this account too. I'm more worried about the 75K account, but this one I want to complete both. Obviously, I just don't want people to overtrade. It is right at this this level now. So I have a couple levels. I have this level at 386. I'm not going to trade anything in the next 3 minutes because we're going to see some major movement. But I would love to take an opportunity here at 386. Like a short side, that would be so sick. What was yesterday's high? Let me see yesterday's high. Oh, yesterday's high was high as shit. 388. We are in a very strong uptrend. I probably would stay far, far away from the shorts right now. Very strong uptrend. We just broke it and we ran. Looks like we still got some upside. Probably going to break that 386 here in a second. In about 2 minutes, we're going to see some real strong action. So just wait, be patient, and get some volatility. Hopefully I can make back this $200 I just lost on this account, which is nothing, but still. Come on, baby. Give it 50 seconds. 10 a.m. You always see crazy movement. I forget what is actually coming out. It doesn't really make sense to look it up now, but let's do it. Daily FX. I'm not a U.S. resident. But I am. Economic calendar. Today at 10 a.m. Housing market index and a Waller speech at 10:30. So this probably won't move the market too much, but it will drop significantly. It's just always a ton of volume at this time. Do I want to short this? I think I do. Three seconds here. Let's see what happens. See if there's any sort of big movements. Yeah, it looks like we're going to run right back up. Yeah, the housing market data didn't affect it too much. So as long as I'm clear of that, I don't know if I want to go short or not on this account. I hate trading this late in the day, I'm not going to lie. I really like the early morning moves and then like the mid-afternoon moves. I'm still so biased to the downside, so I really don't want to stay trading. So biased. It's too strong, guys. It's too strong to short this. I can't do it until I see more volume on the downside.
Order filled.
I'm going short one more time. I'll set my stop at the high of the day. I'm gonna let this one kind of rock for a second. There we go. Starting to get that push down. I might have to scalp just to get myself back break even before I take some trades, but it might be too strong. It might just be one of those like slow chop up days, which would blow. I'd be shocked if it continued to this high, but I mean, this market has been extremely weird, so might have to take the L on the morning for this 100K account. Unless it starts to break down. It feels like it should with like the way that the volume is going right now. There's a lot of volume spike at that high. And then it rejected it a third time here. It feels like we should get some pullback. I'm going to set my stop loss above that high of the day. If it runs up and stops me, I'm going to close the account for the morning just so I don't continue to trade on full tilt. Yeah, it's too strong. It's just holding itself up here. I would love a drop down like 385.50. Feels like it should be reversing here, but yeah, it just keeps bouncing. There's 100, 115, 125.
Order filled.
Just gonna take that just because I don't like the action. So now I'm down 100 on the day and 50 in the account. Would love to take one more trade or two more trades. I might ramp this up to 2 contracts since it is a 100K account. So I think I'm gonna go 2 at a time here. Do a little bit more of like a scalping type action. I hate this setup. I hate this volume. I hate a lot of this right now. Just choppy back and forth. But hopefully they're seeing some value in this, right? It's a little tougher to be moving this stuff when it's just like chopping back and forth, especially in futures. Futures are really tough, but at least it's not options right now because you would be getting shredded no matter which way you went, unless you just scalped it. So I hate this. I hate this move. Um, but I will take one more trade just to get this up and running. I don't know if I like this upside still. I think I'm just biased, and that's my problem right now because there goes the high of the day. I guess I could probably just end up taking the upside since it's so strong. Um, Up to 388, it looks like it's just going to continue up that side. I'm going to go with the momentum here and probably keep a stop of like 150 bucks if I can see this pull back a little bit. I don't want to buy the top here. I'd like to see a little bit of a pullback. There we go. Or like right here, if possible. I'm going to go in with 2, so keep that in mind. I'm not sure that I love this actually. It's a pretty large spike on 0 volume, like literally 0. We're only at 7 million volume in SPY in 35 minutes. That is terrible. Oh, we're starting to get weak. Oh, we're getting real weak. Damn. This was the reversal I wanted from top to bottom. But I am going to keep going on this. I'm going to switch back to 1 just because I feel like things could get out of hand with 2 pretty quick. Damn, this thing is dropping. Is this the reversal? I think if there's any time to go short, it's right now, and I might try it.
Order filled.
I'm just gonna scalp these. So if I see like 60 bucks to 100 bucks down, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna try to be patient to the upside. I just want to get back green, honestly, on the day, and then I can reassess. But I'm a little worried about this movement because it could spike up.
Order filled.
Took it back, so I'm back profitable in the account, down 45. So now I can make a real good decision. I hate the fact that it's just chopping around today. I'll show you what the setup is now. I still think downside, personally, I think that we could see a massive rip down to the low. If we do go to the low, this is going to be a massive payout. Again, this is the uptrend it was following earlier. We are crashing down. I probably should have held that a little bit more. If it grows below this low or this uptrend, and I would love to take a short. This is usually an indicator that it is going to reverse a pretty large wick down like that, and then followed by the next red candle. But it is testing this uptrend right now, so we could see a tiny bounce. I currently love that VWAP level at 385, which would push us down like 20 points. This is a $400 move. I like it. I like the weakness that we're seeing right now. I just don't want to be on the wrong end of a bounce because the volume is not there. So it's not significant moves. I can't really tell. The best course of action here. I think the short side is the best side to be on. If you're already in, I would set your stop loss around break even, if not a little profitable. I don't think that we're going to see some upside. I think we could potentially break all the way down today. And I'm going to go for that. My trade bait is lagging again. Oh,
Order filled.
I did not mean to do that, guys. That was an accident. But it worked out for a second.
Order filled.
That was an accidental play. Still down 25. I really want to take like a longer term trade here. Buy one, set my stop, and just let it ride for a little bit. I just got to see this action because I think that we're at the point in time where we could end up cratering down. I am biased. Don't follow if you don't want to. This is my 100K account. I've already hit my $565 in the other account, my profit goal. So seeing some run up here. This is going green. I don't know how I feel.
Order filled.
You can see I'm on the short side here. This one is like kind of just like me going in at it just off of intuition. It's not a high signal setup.
Order filled.
Still down 15 on the day. I've taken quite a few trades in the 100K account. Just want to be sure that I'm on the right side. I do want to catch this downside so bad. I just don't know if I'm being biased or not. So don't follow this one. I'm not very fully confident in it. I'm just trying to catch it. I could be completely wrong here.
Order filled.
I'm going to set my stop loss right here at 88. Be about $180 loss. I would still be down about $200 on the day. I'll be okay with that because it's a $100,000 account because I'm already up my. Yeah, I'm gonna get stopped. It looks like, but I'm just keeping my stop small in the 100K account. I hit the profit target for the 75K account. Just trying to keep my stop small because if this does end up flipping around here, which it's kind of in an uptrend, so it probably won't. Would be huge. I'm going to drop this down a little bit here. All right, stop is very small. Let's see if I can catch this drop. Let's go. Stop loss is now in profit. So notice how I follow it. It could stop me, wouldn't even care because now this is a risk-free trade. We're up 150 on the day. I would love to see this rip down. If it blasts up, that sucks, but whatever. Ah, fuck. It's going to hit me. Damn. I thought for sure I was going to catch that drop. The volume is just not there, so I might just have to cash this one flat today. And the other account is up 500 something, so This is my last trade of the morning. Let's see if we can catch the downside. I'm going to hold it till it either hits me stop, break even, or I hit this VWAP level. Notice how I have no sweat in this trade whatsoever now. My only sweat I ever have is my entry points, and I keep my stops very small. So keep that in mind. Break down below this 15,870 to take out this low would drop us so fat. It would be sick. I would probably take like $400 off of this trade. The volume just isn't loving me today. Come on. Come on. Let me see the drop. Below 15,870, we're chilling. We're up 200 on the trade. Finally, something's going the way that we needed to see it. Oh, it just hit that low. You know what? I thought about taking it. Thought about taking it. 230, 240. Let me see just a big drop. Like even $10. Up 260, 250, 270. There we go.
Order filled.
I'm taking it. 275. Nothing crazy on the day. Nothing crazy on the morning. I still think we see a pretty big pullback, but I made 560 in the 75K account and 260 here. So live streamed had a little bit of a struggle with the 100K account. But I am only trading one contract right now. I'm usually used to trading like 3 or 4 at a time. We're seeing some nice pullback. It did pull all the way back to that VWAP level. It's breaking down below it. We might see low of the day, guys. This could be the start of the fall, right? Fuck. I want to get involved so bad. I should have stayed involved. Ended up missing out on an extra $200 here. Would have been cool to break the $500 on both sides. You know, we got the momentum to the downside. I might just risk what I have. Either go break even on the day or make some nice coin back.
Order filled.
I'm going in again. I'm going in for the short. I'm going to risk everything that I have that I'm up right now, which would be like right about here. It stops me, that blows, but I like the momentum to the downside right now. The volume can stay consistent. We should see some more pushback. I am over trading a little bit right now, so just be careful. It might bounce on me, stop me out, and then continue to the downside, which I've seen happen a million times before at this level. I'm just looking for this on the Bollinger Band. If it stops me, that sucks because it could reverse, but I'm looking for this. So we've currently broken this downtrend, or broken this uptrend, and we're pretty significant volume to the downside. I'm starting to see this Bollinger Band filtered to this side as well. If we can break below this 385, that's a pretty good sell signal that we could at least test this 384.70, which would put me about $200 or so. All right, we're already at that 250, 150, 190, 200. I'm going to take that,
Order filled.
Lock it up. Now I'm already up 475 on both accounts. Or I'm up 535 on this account, 475 on the day. So I just hit the profit target for both. Took me a little bit. Took me about 40 minutes today. But we're up $1,000 between both accounts. I'm going to try to make 500 on both accounts each day, live stream it. I'm going to cancel this order. If we go all the way down to the low of the day today, below that 384, we are going to hit a significant stride to that 383, and that is where the massive opportunity is. At that 383 level, there's a 378 gap fill on the daily chart that could be a huge payout, whether you play the SPX put options or you trade futures and you just hold on to them. It is going to pay out massively. So I'm loving the setup right now. I think we're going to go to low of the day. I am going to stop the stream. I'm going to close both these accounts, and I'm probably going to wait until I see a very A+ setup around that 383, 384 breakdown level. If we get it, could be a chop day, could be an inside candle day, just because of how much we've ran up. So I'm going to take my $1,000, 500 on each account, 565 and 475, run with it. I love that the opportunity for this to the downside here to test low of the day. I'm not going to take it on either one of these accounts because they both hit the profit target that I want. And I might open up my real accounts and start trading those. But for the live stream, I'm going to cash out. Love these opportunities for the downside. Pay attention to them, but don't be biased like I was. If anything, if you're noticing anything on my trading style, it's always, always, always stop the risk very, very small and then ride the wave down. So hope that helped out. And we're going to do a lot more of these. I'm going to get better content at it, and I'm back on the content grind. So